everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I just went to see Not Talking by Mike Bartlett at the Arcola. He's one of my favourite writers, really, really love him. I saw Albion at the Almeida last year, I think it was. And it just like got me thinking, I guess. It's quite an interesting piece, like four different people and sort of their separate lives with their interlinked lives, and all based around the idea of, I guess, not talking and not expressing how we feel, not sharing how we feel, or not talking about important things that are happening, when like keeping your mouth shut instead, and how that can be kind of quite damaging. So I guess that just got me thinking, really. Go and see it. Like, let me know what you think of it. I'd be really, really interested to hear that. I really like the Arcola as well. It's a nice space. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, so enjoyed it. Like, let me know what you think. Like, I'd be interested to hear your opinions. So it just got me thinking, because this week in particular, sort of over the weekend, like I haven't been very well, been feeling like quite run down. I think I might have had like some kind of like virusy sickness, something, just feeling like quite rough. And then like I've kind of felt like my mental health has been like really not very good in the last like week or so. Like probably been a little bit like this on and off for a while, and then like the last few days have been like struggling quite a bit. And I guess tonight just got me thinking about the idea of not talking and how important it is to talk. Like, I've been so lucky, and I am so lucky that I have wonderful family and friends and wonderful people around me who I can talk to. And, you know, I've got friends that live in like different areas of the country, and I don't see my friends all the time, or some of my friends like all the time, but I know that I've got people that I can pick up the phone, like they will pick up the phone to me and talk me through things, and that is so beneficial and so wonderful. Like, it really, really means the world to me, and it really helps so much. And I guess it just got me thinking about how important it is to talk to people about this stuff. And when you are feeling really low or depressed or struggling, like, have you got like even one or two people that you can go and talk to that you know will put aside time for you? But like we talked with the vulnerability stuff with Brené Brown, she said choose those people that you can go to and you can talk to, and who will put the time aside for you, because it really is like a real lifesaver. It's just so important. And I think it's also important that we share with each other that we are if we are struggling like mentally, that we do share that with each other. I think that's really important, because the more we share it, the less stigma there is, the healthier it is for everybody, safer it is for everybody. It's so important. I think your mental health is maybe the most important thing, because I feel like it affects everything else that's going on in your body. And I think sometimes when you get ill, it's like your body's way of telling your mind to take a break, I think sometimes. It just really got me thinking about that. And I saw an article in The Stage today about different performers who've suffered with performance anxiety, and how they want to talk about it and want more people to talk about it, and they want there to be more support. And I think that is really important. I think this is a really tough, challenging industry, and I've spoken to so many people in the past and recently who've said they're struggling, who said that they need to speak to somebody, who said they found various different aspects of the industry hard, the rejection, the not working, the loads and loads of things. And it's been really good to talk to other people. It's just good to talk about it. It's good to sort of think, okay, other people are feeling this way too, or to connect with people. And I think the more we talk about it, the better it will be. And there's some really brilliant people putting some great stuff up about mental health. There's a few other people putting things up on Twitter. I can't remember their names now. But lots of tweets that I've seen recently about mental health. And I just think it's really important. I think it's really important. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep talking about it. Because not talking about it and... there's nothing to be ashamed of. There really isn't anything to be ashamed of. A lot of people, maybe probably everybody, struggles in some way with their mental health. A lot of people suffer with low self-esteem or anxiety or depression or all sorts of things, loads and loads of people. There's really nothing to be ashamed of. And somebody was sort of talking to me the other day about, as Brits, this kind of stiff upper lip idea that I think is kind of still really present actually even now. I think in a lot of ways we can be really good at talking, and then in a lot of other ways we can be really crap at it. And this kind of like, oh, you know, struggle through and or keep calm, carry on, kind of, that's very old fashioned obviously, but that kind of idea of just carry on, just keep going. And I don't think it's particularly healthy. I think we need to recognise when we need a break and when we need to stop and when we need to sleep and rest and stop doing things and realise what's really, really important. And there's this Tony Robbins like technique that I think he does in I Am Not Your Guru. And he says like when things are, I'm probably going to slightly misquote this, but remind me of it if you've seen it. So I think he's talking to somebody and he says kind of put your hand on your heart and remind yourself of how like that is what's important, that heartbeat. And, you know, when you're getting panicked, just sort of put your hand on your heart and feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. And I think that's a really, really good thing to think about, a good way to get you to feel grateful for the really simple things. Because it's kind of, the body's amazing and, you know, we're lucky to be here, let alone anything else. So to get you to be grateful for those things and also to kind of calm you down to hear that rhythm of your heartbeat. And another technique that somebody taught me is 7-11 breathing. So breathing in for 7 counts and breathing out for 11 counts, and just doing that until you feel calmer. I think that's really, really helpful. I've been doing quite a lot of meditation in the last week, various different ones. As I've been doing the walking one, I've been doing the end of day one, I've been doing the 3-minute restore ones, so lots of different ones, and just trying to do them whenever I feel kind of stressed really, and I feel like things are like taking over a bit. So I think things like that are really important to do. And yeah, I just think we've got to keep talking to each other. You know, I really respect people when they come to me and say, you know, I'm actually really struggling, and they're really honest. And it's not just, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. Because are we just good? Or like there's more to it than that, you know? Let's actually say how we are. Let's actually say, yeah, I'm great because of this. Or actually, no, I'm not good. I'm not feeling well. Like I'm struggling at the moment. Let's be honest with each other. Let's be vulnerable with each other and open up. And I know it's scary and you have to be brave, but I think if you're vulnerable and you will find that you get that back from the other person. If it's the right person, if you're talking to the right people, you'll get that back, and it just builds more connection, and that just makes us stronger together, and it just creates a better world, I think, if we can just open up to each other more and kind of get rid of some of the shame surrounding kind of mental health issues, and even just saying that you need someone to talk to. Like, you don't have to be suffering with depression or whatever to want to have somebody to talk to, or to need a break, or I don't know, need to go to bed early or whatever. Like, you don't have to be suffering from any of those things, you know. You can just want someone to talk to, and there's no shame in that. And there's no shame in saying like, oh, I'm finding things a little bit hard, or whatever it is, like no matter how small, there's no shame in it. It's fine to talk about those things, and everybody goes through them. And I think there's a great bond that can be created with sharing things with other people and them saying like, yeah, I get that, like I've been there too. And yeah, so my main point is I think we just got to really keep talking to each other, because it is damaging not to. I think it's really damaging not to. And I'm really pleased to see a lot more articles and kind of campaigns and various things surrounding mental health being featured and being talked about a lot more. I'm really, really pleased to see that, because I think it's super important, and I'm so glad that people are coming out and talking about it. And like, bloody well done to the people that are coming out and saying, this is what's happening, or this is what's happened to me. There was an actor who was in Frozen on Broadway, and she's had to leave the part for a while because she was having anxiety attacks and lots of she's having a really tough time basically. And she said, oh, something like, even princesses get frightened sometimes. And I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Because there might be, what if young children or somebody reads that and then they might think oh, it's okay to be scared sometimes. We don't have to be brave all the time. And just wonderful for anyone to read that and think, oh, okay, so somebody else does feel like that. Even somebody, on Broadway is feeling that way. So I just think it's so wonderful when people come out and talk about these things. I just can't praise them highly enough. I think it's so brave and so wonderful. And I suppose that's partly why Frozen was kind of really popular when it came out at the time, still really is because some of the stuff it deals with is issues with kind of mental health, and to put that in a children's film, I think is really amazing. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to think about this week, and sort of think about some of the stuff I've been doing to kind of cope with that. I've been trying to get to bed earlier, doing a lot more reading, being very gentle with myself. Being gentle with myself, just trying to do the best I can each day. So saying, okay, I've completed one thing off my list today, I'm going to leave it at that, and now I'm tired and now I need a rest. I've been reaching out to friends and family. I'm very, very lucky, and they've been wonderful. And yeah, that's some things I think you can do. Try and get out of the house. I think when I've gotten out of the house, it's been really, really helpful. It's been good. It's good not to just sit there, sort of stewing. Getting out of the house is nice, bit of fresh air, bit of different sights, having a bit of walk, doing some exercise. Been doing bits and pieces of exercise. What's the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, so Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love and Big Magic, which I'm going to read Big Magic soon, I can't wait. She talks about going back to the water when you feel kind of low or stressed, and using it as a healing property. So she talked about going in the sea or the pool, but she said any form of water can be really healing. So I've been having a couple of nice baths and stuff like that. And I definitely find the water is really healing. So maybe having a nice shower, a nice bath. If you go swimming, maybe go swimming, something like that. Even splashing your face with water, just washing your face. If you're feeling really rough and you're really struggling, something simple like that can be really, really helpful. So yeah, that's just some of the stuff I was thinking about this week, mainly thinking about mental health, and yeah, about the play at the Arcola. So yeah, let me know if you're going to see it. Let me know what stuff you're seeing. Let's start up a discussion about mental health and about what things you find help, or what would you like to see in the industry that you think, what would you like to see that you think could help people more when we're struggling with our mental health? What do you think we could do in the industry or in any industry to improve things for people? Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'll speak to you again soon, and goodbye and good night. Bye. Oh, and put your hands on your heart.